Hello? Are you supposed to hear me on this? Like louder? Okay, yes, okay. Hello and good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to those of you that are here, and thank you to those of you that are going to join on live stream. We're really excited about tonight. Just a couple of little notes for the evening. Numero uno, this is not a performance. This is a showcase. So some actors have chosen to keep their scripts on them because they've been workshopping these scenes all week. Some actors have chosen to go off book, which is to memorize the scenes. And it's their prerogative. There's no like, oh, that person's better than that person. It's just their prerogative on how they've wanted to showcase this for you tonight. So this is a Night of Shakespeare. Shakespeare is very, very difficult, in case you didn't know. I've seen many a Shakespeare play and have always been thanked afterwards because I actually laugh at the jokes because a lot of people don't understand Shakespeare, and so they just stare and not laugh. Not saying that all these are laughing ones, but just... Okay, but yeah, just a note that Shakespeare is very, very, very challenging. These guys have only had a week of it on our course, and yeah, so just have grace with them in their showcasing of this tonight. But yeah, we're really excited to share with you guys what we've all been working on for the last week, and I would like to hand it over to Hannah Martin, who's going to come and give us a little bit of feedback. And she's going to jump up between each moment that we have to kind of share just a little bit about what each one is, because we have several little short pieces from different things. So without further ado, Hannah, you want to come up?
Alrighty, so again, just to clarify, these guys have had not even 5 days on these scenes/monologues that they've got. So just like to do a wee little shout out to how amazing they have impressed me every single day. They have done really, really, really well. So please be impressed. Thank you. Not that you need to be told that, to be fair. So what I'd like to do, just letting you know, so there'll be 4 monologues. There are 2 duologues and 1 scene with all 4 of them in. So we're doing the monologue spread between the scenes and the scene. Yeah, fabulous. So just to give you a little bit of context, just because the language is difficult, even though these guys are going to blow your brains with how well that that they understand the language. But just in case. But so just to give you a little bit of context per play, because they are taken from all different plays from, right smack bang in the middle, depending on where they are. So etc., etc. So our first monologue that we have this evening is from the play Othello, and is done by our wonderful character Iago. Now Iago is of course the hero in his own story, but in no one else's. In all other respects, he is a villain, and usually and simply just because he wants to be. So... Yes, indeed. So this is from, I believe, Act 1, Scene 7, maybe. And he's basically, 6. Thank you. And he's basically doling out his evil plans. So his boss, Othello, is referred to in this monologue a lot as the Moor, and the Moor is simply... what they used to refer to people of dark skin. So just to clarify that, just to say, so Othello has recently married this babe Desdemona, and so he's all happy as Larry. Iago, however, has been passed over on a promotion, and there's this other guy called Cassio who actually got his job, who was in the running and beat him. So Iago's not overly pleased at anyone. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Iago. Thank you.
That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. And that she loves him, 'tis apt and of great credit. the more, albeit that I endure him not, is of a constant, loving, noble nature, and I dare think he'll prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now, I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, though peradventure I stand accounted for as a great sin, but partly led to diet my revenge. For that I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leapt into my seat, the thought whereof doth like a poisonous mineral gnaw my innards, and nothing can or shall content my soul till I am evened with him wife for wife. Or failing so, yet that I put the Moor at least into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure. Which thing to do? If this poor trash of Venice, whom I trace for his quick hunting, stand the putting on, I'll have our Michael Cassio on the hip, abuse him to the Moor in the rank garb, for I fear Cassio with my nightcap too. Make the Moor thank me, love me, reward me for making him egregiously an ass, and practicing upon his peace and quiet even to madness. 'Tis here, but yet confused. Knavery's plain face is never seen, tin used.
Alrighty, so our next scene is from the play Antony and Cleopatra. Now, of course, Shakespeare didn't have access to Google, so his history plays are more history plays. So they're based loosely on the characters of Mark Antony, the Roman general, and the Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra. Now, Cleopatra, of course, had a fling with the old ruler of Rome, Julius Caesar. However, Caesar was accidentally sort of stabbed in the back 37 times by a couple of characters we'll meet later. Oh, spoilers. So Cleopatra had a choice. She could either choose to protect her country with a man named Octavius, who was Caesar's heir, or she could go with Mark Antony. And so she chose Mark Antony. So she needs Mark Antony to try and help protect her country. So she does this with her womanly ways. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Antony and Cleopatra.
I am sick and sullen.
I'm sorry to give breathing to my
Help me
purpose.
away, dear Charmin. I shall fall. I cannot be thus long sides of nature, will not sustain it.
Now, my dearest queen,
Pray you stand further from me.
what's the matter?
I know by the same eyes there's some good news. What says the merry woman you may go? Oh, would she never have let you leave to come? Let her not say 'tis that I keep you here. I have no power upon you, hers you are.
The gods' best.
Oh, never was there a queen so mightily betrayed. Yet, at the first I saw the treason suspected.
Cleopatra?
Why should I think you can be mine and true? Though you in swearing shake it, throned gods, who have been false to Fulvia. Riotous madness to be entangled with those mouth-made vows which break themselves in swearing.
Most sweet
Nay,
queen.
pray you seek no color for your going, but bid farewell and go. When you sued staying, then was the time for talking, not going then. Eternity was in our lips, and eyes bliss in our brows bent. None our parts so poor, but was a race of heaven. They are so still. Or thou, the greatest soldier in the world, art turned the greatest liar.
How now, lady?
Why would I had thy inches? Thou shouldst know there were a heart in Egypt.
Hear me, queen. The strong necessity of time commands our services a while, but my full heart remains in use with you. Our Italy shines over with civil swords. Sextus Pompeius makes his approaches to the port of Rome. Equality of two domestic powers breeds scrupulous faction. The hated, grown to strength, are newly grown to love. The condemned Pompey, rich in his father's honor, creeps apace into the hearts of such as have not thrived upon the present state, whose numbers threaten. And quietness, grown sick of rest, would purge by any desperate change. My more particular, and that which most with you should save my going, is Fulvia's death.
Though age from folly could not give me freedom, it does from childishness. Can Fulvia die?
She's dead, my queen. Look here. And at thy sovereign leisure read the garboils she awaked. At the last best, see when and where she died.
Oh, most false love. Where be the sacred vials thou shouldst fill with sorrowful water? Now I see. In Fulvia's death, how mine shall be received.
Quarrel no more, but be prepared to know the purposes I bear, which or seize as you shall give advice. By the fire that quickens now the slime, I go from hence thy soldier, servant, making peace or war at thy effects.
Cut my lace, chairman. Come. Oh, but let it be. I am quickly ill and well. So Antony loves.
My precious queen, forbear, and give true evidence to his love, which stands an honorable trial.
So Fulvia tells me. I prithee, turn aside and weep for her. Then bid adieu to me, and say the tears belong to Egypt. Good! Now, play one scene of the excellent dissembling, and let it look like perfect honor.
You heat my blood, no more.
Oh, you can do better than that. But this is meetly.
Now by my sword.
And target. Still he mends, but this is not best. This is not the best. Look, prithee, Sherman, how this Herculean Roman does become the carriage of his chaff.
I'll leave you, lady.
Courteous lord, one word. Sir, you and I must part. But that is not it. You and I have loved. But there is not it. But you know that well. Something it is I would... My oblivion is the very Antony. I am all forgotten.
That your royalty holds idleness your subject, I should take you for idleness itself.
It's a sweating labor to bear such idleness so close to the heart of Cleopatra this. But sir, forgive me. Since my becomings kill me, when they do not, I well for you. Your honor calls you hence. Therefore, be deaf to my unpitied folly, and all the gods go with you. Upon your swords set laurel victory, and smooth success. Be straight before your feet.
Let us go. Come. Our separation so abides and flies, that thou, residing here, goes yet with me, and I hence fleeting, here remain with thee. Away.
Close enough. Talent, there we go. All right, sweet as. Okie smoky. So next up, we have another monologue. So from another history play. So this wonderful woman, about the only woman in the play, in Henry IV Part 2, because yes, indeed, we have two parts of the one story. Thank you, Shakespeare. So her wonderful military-like, bit of a Hercules-like husband has unfortunately been killed in the previous play. Spoilers. It is 500 years old though, guys. So her husband unfortunately has been killed in a rebellion against the king. He was murdered by Harry or Henry Monmouth. He is also known by a few names, so his name is Henry Percy. However, he will also be known as Harry and Hotspur, because Shakespeare. And also, so what is happening in this scene is that her father-in-law, who she has now gone to live with, so the father of her dead husband, is now deciding to go to war against the king. Now, he didn't go to the last war because I'm sick. But this time, he wants to go. So she doesn't want him to go, basically. So, ladies and gentlemen, Lady Percy.
Okay. Oh, yet for God's sake, go not to these wars. The time was, Father, that you broke your word when you were more endured to it than now. When your own Percy, my heart's dear Harry, through many a northward look to see his father bring up his powers. But he did long in vain. Who then persuaded you to stay at home? There were two honors lost, yours and your son's. For yours, the God of heaven brighten it. But for his, it stuck upon him as the sun in the gray vault of heaven, and by his light did all the chivalry of England move to do brave acts. He was indeed the glass wherein the noble youth did dress themselves. He had no legs that practiced not his gait, and speaking thick, which nature made his blemish, became the accents of the valiant. For those that could speak low and tardily would turn their own perfection to abuse to seem like him, so that in speech, in gait, in diet, in affections of delight, in military rules and humors of blood, he was the mark and glass, copy and book that fashioned others. Wondrous hymn of miracle of men. Him did you leave. Second to none, unseconded by you, to look upon the hideous god of war in disadvantage, to abide a field where nothing but the sound of Hotspur's name did seem defensible. So you left him. Oh, never do his ghost the wrong to hold your honor more precise and nice with others than with him. Let them alone. The marshal and the bishop are strong. Had my sweet Harry had but half their numbers, today might I, hanging on Hotspur's neck, have talked of Monmouth's grave.
Alrighty, so for our second duologue of the night. Now, I did mention a Brutus and a Cassius. Now, these gentlemen were involved in the plot to murder Julius Caesar, so, you know, their hands aren't exactly clean. So, Brutus is an honourable man, and he was... I thought you, yeah. So, and he was stirred up to this act by Cassius, his friend. So these guys are old buddies, and they are now basically dealing with the consequences of their actions. So now, because of the power vacuum that was left by Caesar's death, the people have been stirred up by a wonderful funeral speech given by Mark Antony, our good old buddy from before. And so now these guys have to deal with a rebellion. They have to deal with other people trying to take the power of Rome. And so basically, this is these guys and, yeah, them dealing with what they've done. Thank you very much. Let's go.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here for the Sardians, wherein my letter spring on his sides, because I knew the mayor were slighted of.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your offices for gold to undeservers.
I, an itching palm? You know that your Brutus that speaks this. Or by the gods, this speech were else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement!
Remember, March. The Ides of March, remember. Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did not stab, and for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes, and sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I'd rather be a dog and bay the moon than be such a Roman.
Brutus, bay not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to edge me in. I am older. Older in practice. Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mine upon your health. Tempt me no further.
Away, slight man.
It's possible.
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this, I more. Fret till your proud heart break, and go show your slaves how caloric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your gods? You shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. From this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter, when you are waspish.
Come to this?
You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well for mine own part, and I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me You wronged me, Brutus. I said elder soldier, not better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace, you durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No,
What durst not tempt him?
for your life you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I might do what I shall be sorry for.
You have done what you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed, so strong in honesty, that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me. For I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I'd rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash. By any indirection, I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? when Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counters from his friends? Be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts. Dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not! He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus has wrung my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities. But Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your
Friendly eye could never see such faults.
Oh, flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Oh, come, Antony, and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourself alone on Cassius. For Cassius is weary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, hated, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote, to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There's my dagger, and here's my naked breast, within a heart dearer than Brutus' mine, richer than gold. If thou doubtst be a Roman, take it forth. I, that denied the gold, will give my heart. Strike, as thou didst Caesar. For I know, when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovedst him better than thou ever lovedst Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. Be angry when you will. It shall have scope. Do what you will. Dishonor shall be humor. Oh, Cassius, you are yoked with the lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who much in force shows a hasty spark and straight is cold again.
Hath Cassius lived to be but myrrh and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood-ill-tempered vexeth him?
When I said that, I was ill-tempered too,
Give me your hand,
and my heart too.
O Brutus.
What's the matter?
Have not you love enough to bear with me, when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, Cassius. And from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides and leave you so. That's it.
Honestly. All right, so it doesn't end there, guys. So our next one is from a monologue from the Scottish play of the character of Macbeth. Because if you say the title, then it's not that we believe in that, you know what I'm saying. However, so the character of Macbeth is a great Scottish lord or thane. He has just won a great battle, and after the battle, as you do, he's gone for a walk with his best buddy, and he's come across 3 witches. Now, these witches have given him a prophecy. The prophecy entails that he'll become the Thane of Cawdor, and also that he might be king. Well, he will be king. And so he's like, oh, no, she'll be right. And then right then and there, he becomes the Thane of Cawdor. So he's like, oh, maybe I'll be king. And, of course, he doesn't just let it go. Then he goes home and tells his wife. And, of course, however, unfortunately, there is a king. And the king does have sons. So he's not really going to become king by any natural means. So, I mean, the question then is to kill the king or not to kill the king. That is the question. Yeah. Macbeth, ladies and gentlemen.
It were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well, 'twere done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence, and catch with his surcease success, but that this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in this case, we still shall have judgment here. That we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught return to plague the inventor. This e'en-handed justice commands the ingredients of our poisoned callous to her own lips. His here in double trust. First as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. And then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Beside this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angel's trumpet tongue against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubims horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent. But only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself, falls on the other.
All right, all right, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our all-in scene. So, yahoo! And we here are of the belief that this is one of the best written scenes or best scenes in all of Shakespeare. So this is from the play, the wonderful play, Much Ado About Nothing. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is a character called Benedict. Now, Benedict does not like to be in love. He does not like love, full stop. However, does he not? I mean, his friends think that he actually has the hots for Beatrice. Now, he has at one point had a bit of it's conjectured that he may have had a bit of a fling with Beatrice at one point. Now, however, they cannot see each other without throwing verbal abuses at each other. So, his friends have come up with a bit of a plan to get them together because they're bored, basically. And so what we're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, is the plan of Benedict's friends to try and convince him, without him knowing, because he's too clever for that, that he's actually in love with Beatrice. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Much Ado About Nothing. Yes?
One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, oh, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair, it shall be of what color it please God. The prince and Monsieur Love. I will hide myself in the arbor.
Yeah, my good lord, how still the evening is, as such on purpose to grace harmony.
See you where Benedict had in himself.
Oh, very well, my lord. The music ended. We'll fit the kid fox with a pennyworth.
Come hither, Leonata. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, hi. Stoke on, the fowl sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed to abhor.
It's true. Sits the wind in that corner.
Oh, by my troth! My lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion come so near the life of passion as it discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this will bite.
What effects? My lord. She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell how.
She did indeed.
How? Pray you. You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a gull, but that the mother speaks it. Knavery surely cannot hide himself in such reverence.
Not taking the infection. Hold it up.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true, indeed. So your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says now when she is beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of
Paper.
When she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheet.
Bet.
Oh. She tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flouten him if he write to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
Get down upon her knees. She falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Sweet Benedict! God give me patience.
She doth indeed. My daughter says so, and the ecstasy hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeared she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, she will not discover it.
To what end? He would but make a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should, it were an arms to hang him. She's an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
Sweet. Virtuous. And exceeding wise.
In everything, but in loving Benedict.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body, we have 10 proofs to come that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her aunt and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have that all other respects, and made her have myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it and hear what he will say.
Were it good? Thank you.
Well, Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he's scorn it, for the man, as you know, old, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
I take him to be valiant.
Of
If he do fear God, I must necessarily keep peace. If he break the peace, he ought to enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
And so will he do, for the man doth fear God. Howsoever, it seems not in him by some large jest he will make. Well, I'm sorry for your niece. Shall we go see Benedict and tell him of her love?
Oh, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool a while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he's unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If you do not dote her on her upon this, I will never trust my decision.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. Meow, meow. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their discussions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous 'tis so. I cannot reprove it. And wise but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit. No, nor great argument against her folly. For I will be horribly in love. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No. The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think that I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she is a fair lady. How I do spy some marks of love on her.
Alrighty, so last but most certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, hey. we have for your pleasure, but not really, because again, this is another story of a hero only in his own mind. As we have, again, from another history play, the wonderful character of Richard III. Now, Richard is not a great guy, even by Iago's standards. I would say that, so Richard has come to the throne by murdering his brother, his best friend, his wife, and even his two nephews, who are about 10 and 12 years old. So he's not an ideal citizen. So on the eve of battle, the Battle of Bosworth Field, if we have any historians in the house. Indeed, thank you very much, so we know how this day ends. However, at the moment, Richard doesn't, because he's having a nap, he's having a sleep, or he's trying to anyway, because he's just had a nightmare of all of the people he's murdered. So it's a long nightmare. Of all the people he's murdered, come back to visit him and haunt him. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how he deals with it. Richard III!
Give me another horse. Bind up my wounds. Have mercy, Jesu. Soft, I did but dream. O coward conscience, how dost thou afflict me? The lights burn blue. It is now dead midnight. Cold, fearful drops stand on my trembling flesh. What do I fear? Myself? There's none else by. Richard loves Richard. That is, I am I. Is there murder here? No. Yes, I am. Then fly. What? From myself? Great reason why. Lest I revenge. What? Myself upon myself? Like I love myself. What for, wherefore? For any good that I myself have done unto myself? Oh no. Alas, I rather hate myself for hateful deeds committed by myself. I am a villain, yet I lie. I am not. Fool, of thyself speak well. Fool, do not flatter. My conscience hath 1,000 several tongues, and every tongue brings in a several tale, and every tale condemns me for a villain. Perjury, perjury in the highest degree. Murder, stern murder, in the direst degree. All several sins, all used in each degree. Thronged to the bar, crying all guilty, guilty. I shall despair. There is no creature loves me. If I die, no soul will pity me. And wherefore should they? Since that I myself find in myself no pity to myself. Methought the souls of all that I'd murdered came to my tent, and everyone did threat vengeance, tomorrow's vengeance, on the head of Richard.
All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed tonight. I think we should give everyone another big round of applause. Come on down, guys. I know it was not a performance, but come, take a bow. Take a bow. Well done. Well done. We just really want to. Yes, do. Yeah, I really want to thank all of you guys for coming out tonight as well to support these guys, and also want to thank the film team, our film school, for doing the live stream. Good on you guys. Well done. Come on. Big round of applause. I would tell you to come up and take a bow, but you're still live streaming, so please stay where you are. But yeah, thank you guys all for coming out and being a part of this. We really appreciate you guys supporting our schools in this way, especially on a cold night like tonight. But we also want to just especially thank Hannah Martin for everything that she's done this week. Come on up, Hannah. Come here. Right. Normally, this happens in the privacy of a classroom, but because we're all here at the evening of our classroom, you get to witness this. But we like to honor our speakers by just giving them a little thank you card. So we have this little card for you. In case you can't see it, it's Shakespeare inspired. But thank you so much, Hannah. Another round of applause. Yes, we hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you get a taste of Shakespeare. Now, you all want to know more about Shakespeare, so go watch more at the Globe. Amen. The end. Thanks, guys. We have teas and coffees down there for you if you want, so please help yourself to some tea and coffee and some chats. And cake. There's cake down there as well. Sorry to those that are live streaming. No cake for you. But everybody else, please enjoy some cake. Let's have some fun and celebrate. The end.